What's up guys, this is your girl LarryBoy Fanatic, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5 LarryCave moments of the LarryBoy multiverse. Now this amazing art commission was done by Dizzy Drizzled. This looks really amazing. I couldn't ask for better artwork. So please follow their Instagram and tell them LarryBoy Fanatic sent you. And as you can tell by the art commission, that's going to be the subject of today's video. So let's not waste any time. Let's do this. Up at number 5 is LarryBoy donning a yodeler disguise. Now, I've mentioned this scene in my review of LarryBoy and the Yolonapper. Yeah, it's been a while, so bear with me. The scene starts when LarryBoy returns to the LarryCave to talk to Alfred, or Archie in this case. Well, it don't matter at this point since this is now a multiverse instead of a universe. Anyway, they talk about capturing the person responsible for kidnapping yodelers, which in this case is Greta Von Gruesome. But they don't know that yet, so Archie devises a plan to disguising LarryBoy as a yodeler in the hopes of him getting kidnapped as a means to find who's responsible for the kidnappings. Alright, just take a breather because that was a lot to explain. But anyway, Archie makes sure to tell you all this to your face. God, his face looks like a turtle busting out of its shell. Anyway, this scene was a bit awkward, but worth mentioning just years after reviewing this sucker. He's coming out of the shell. Oh, darn no. Up at number 4 is the Bad Apple infiltrating the LarryCave. Now, don't get me wrong, LarryBoy and the Bad Apple is by far my all-time favorite LarryBoy movie. But with that said, it's also the one LarryBoy movie that took plenty of risks, much like Rumorweed. One major example is when the Bad Apple tricks LarryBoy into letting her into the LarryCave. This ultimately leads her to do some devious renovating with her webbing, turning the whole place into the chocolate room. Then we take a more serious turn when the Bad Apple recites a poem reminiscent to the tunnel scene from Willy Wonka, as LarryBoy overindulges in chocolates. What makes this scene memorable is the tone that it sets once LarryBoy gives into his chocolate temptation. From the Bad Apple's creepy recital to the ominous scenery with the pulsing background, this movie makes it perfectly clear that temptation is not something you want controlling your life or anything whatsoever.
Victims fast subduing!
Okay, let's get out of here before the Bad Apple decides to trap us in this temptation. It's like, we don't want that. Nope. That's a big no-no. Up at number 3 is Revival of the Classic, which took place in 2020. This moment came as a relief for many LarryBoy fans since the revival of the LarryCave was inspired by the one presented in LarryBoy and the Bad Apple. By the way, does anyone still remember the LarryCave from VeggieTales in the House? No? Good. So this was a breath of fresh air following the return of the classic LarryBoy costume in LarryBoy and the Cape Coat Caper. Another fun thing about this scene is the funny parody that I did on my channel, showing you how awkward Alfred looks when he's behind the chair. Not to mention Mike Naraki voicing the Larry computer was a nice touch. As for the aesthetics, things like the wall and the floor are much more detailed, seeing that technology has pretty much advanced since LarryBoy and the Bad Apple, which I've talked about in a Vlogs Month video, so be sure to check that out. Alright, up at number 2 is Solving the Angry Eyebrows Trouble. Now, this moment in LarryBoy and the Angry Eyebrows Trouble is very unique because when compared to when LarryBoy had first made contact with Angry Eyebrows, the outcome was different with LarryBoy learning the lesson through quick, stupid flashbacks that echo.
God wants us to let go of our anger.
Must let go of anger!
Echo! How do you like that obligatory climax? But here, LarryBoy is in the Larry Cave with Alfred as they discuss how to remove the eyebrows from everyone in Bumblingburg. Yeah, I'm talking about the angry eyebrows, not their regular eyebrows like Officer Scooter here. So this is where Alfred offers some advice when LarryBoy asks him how he's the only one who's staying calm, aside from Awful Alvin. And geez Louise, macaroni and cheese, this is when Alfred refers to his grandma, referencing Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31 and 32, and then recites a simple rhyme on how to combat anger by speaking a blessing to the person that angered you in the first place. A pleasant scene, really, but to be honest with you guys, there should be a part where LarryBoy does some killer rock and roll. You know what I mean? Nah, the scene was fine as is. But anyways, finally for number 1, LarryBoy and Alfred discussing the rumor weed. I think I've mentioned this scene a bunch of times on my channel. In fact, this was the very first topic that I talked about as LarryBoy Fanatic. Oh my gosh, and now I'm gonna talk about it again. Just to give a little background, before the Bad Apple hit the scene in 2006, 1999 gave us LarryBoy and the Rumorweed, which at the time took plenty of risk, from the scenery to the shadows to the lighting to pretty much everything in the animation department. This video had a much more serious tone than its predecessor. Anyway, in the Larry Cave scene, LarryBoy and Alfred are trying to find out where the Rumorweeds came from and how to stop them before they get out of hand. This eventually leads to a shocking revelation that the infestation has a head honcho, the motherweed. And this is the part where things get a bit crazy for the sake of creating suspense. Mind you, this part used to give me the creeps, but nowadays, I just laugh. I laugh because of how ridiculous the close-ups are. I mean, seriously, are they even necessary? Or maybe they're just trying to troll us? Yeah, I think I made fun of that on stream once. Yeah, good times. By the way, this is my reaction to seeing Drake telling me that.
Marina is mine.
I really hate that guy. Anyway, might as well end this thing with a bang. So anyways, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like this video, please give it a like and please subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support the show, you can always join my Patreon. $1 more will get you featured at the end of a video. And you'll also see sneak peeks of upcoming episodes, fan art, and all that shebang-a-bang before they go live here on YouTube. And by the way, big thanks to Dizzy Drizzle. I thank them a whole bunch. Really captured my good side. DeviantArt at LarryBoyFanaticYT. Go check that out. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. So TikTok and Instagram is at LarryBoyFanatic. And Twitter is at FanaticLarryBoy. So they're switched around a bit. So anyways, that's going to be it for today. And finally, another LarryBoy video as promised. Because I know some of you guys had questions on the other video I did. It's kind of weird, but hey, it's getting a lot of attraction. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much. I don't know why I was holding my ears while I was... And I'm still holding them as I'm talking to you guys. Anyways, this has been your girl, LarryBoy Fanatic. The eyes and plunger ears of the LarryBoy multiverse. Including the Larry Cave. Of course. See you guys. And now for something completely different. This. Alright, take me to Cancun.